Hello, hello everyone. Ooh, we're cameraless. Okay, that's okay. But we do have a mic. I think our chat works today though, so you know, one thing at a time. And I know how to fix this one really easily. Hello. See, that's my kind of technical difficulties. I'm like, ooh, something went wrong. I know how to fix it. Oh my goodness. Everyone that was ever like, oh, you live stream. You should just multi-stream. It is sucked. Oh my gosh, there's been so many problems with it. But I think I finally got it. Third time's a charm. So, yes. Hello, hello, Alice. I always appreciate you. You're such a doll. I love it. It's so nice to have someone just put comments in both places really quick, especially in the beginning when I've had some issues. Well, I have a very cool stream planned today. I think you'll like it. You can always just sculpt yourself and put it in the camera space. It wouldn't move, but yeah, I could do that. I could. Also, kind of exciting news. I have enough followers on Twitch to officially to be an affiliate. All I have to do is actually like stream a couple times because you have to stream at least 4 times, and I've only done it twice. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, Fab's Fable. There's a bookshop in the town next to me called Fable Hollow. That's just the cutest place ever. So that's what your name makes me think of. Yeah. Hello, Hack and Slash. Happy Tuesday. Hello, hello. Okay. I have some exciting news. And I'm going to tell you guys this exciting news several times. So if you're the first person to hear it, it's exciting, but bear with me because you're probably going to hear it a million more times. I had a meeting with Maxon last week. And by Maxon, just like 2 guys that work there in the ZBrush section. If you're not familiar, ZBrush is owned by Maxon. They're previously owned by Pixelogic. But when Maxon bought Pixelogic, they did not just fire everybody, which is cool. It actually kept a lot of people on. So the project manager has been the same for a long time. That's Paul. And then Ian. So I was able to speak with both of them. And I am officially going to be one of their ZBrush live streamers. So very, very exciting. So yeah, that's the big news. As far as when I'm going to start doing that, I'm planning for the first week of September, and I'm already trying to think of a really cool stream to have my little like debut or whatever. I'm still going to stream my own channel. You're still going to see me on Twitch and YouTube here at M3DM. Yeah, it is exciting. Thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. And they were really sweet, and because I love what I do, but a lot of the other streamers work in like, you know, like big industries, like movies and stuff. And like minis are really cool, but I feel like this little peasant, and I'm like, yeah, I can come make my toys on stream. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I figured nifty, you figured it out. Also cool that in addition to being invited to be a ZBrush live streamer, they also invited me onto the beta team, which I was hoping for, but I wasn't sure. This is really cool. There's dozens of artists that are on the beta team, so I'll get access to early ZBrush, which you guys will never see until it's out. But I will have input on that and kind of see what's behind the scenes. And it's much more hands-on than I thought. There's like a weekly meeting with everybody. Obviously it's online. I'm not gonna fly to California. I'm not that bougie yet, y'all. But anyway, that's really, really exciting. My voice is all shaky because the artists that are part of the beta team, just to be in the same voice call as them, I'm probably not gonna be able to say a peep the first like few months of being in those meetings because I'm just gonna be a little starstruck. But yeah, I mean, it's any big name, I swear, that you have heard of, they're gonna be there. And it's very exciting. It's not like I'm talking to them directly, but just even to rub elbows via Zoom is extremely exciting. So yeah. Thank you guys very much. Okay, that was the big news. Take 1, because I'm gonna keep talking about it as it comes up, and especially once I have my first stream scheduled. Yeah. They do have an amazing roster of streamers. I think they mentioned they have about 14, 18? It was less than 20 right now, full-time streamers. Or it kind of goes back and forth. I expected the schedule to be very rigid. It's not. It's very open. It's pretty much I have someone I talk to and I tell them what days and what times I'd like to stream, and it all gets compiled into a big calendar, and we make sure no one's on top of each other, obviously. And that's it. So they expect me to stream at least once a month. That's the expectation. Which I got it. I can do that. But there's not like a limit. And I asked them too, I'm like, is it okay if I do like a 3-4 hour stream? Like, is that fine? And they're like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I did a stream last week where I sculpted a vegetable fruit monster. And other times I do a character start to finish. Like, do you guys have a preference? They're like, nope. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about today. Exciting news out of the way. I am going to sculpt a new piece for Goblins of Frostfang. If you're not familiar, hi Empress. If you're not familiar, I release a brand new collection on Patreon every month, and this month it is Tundra Goblins. Very, very cool. Yeah, Alice, I get you. I reached an average of 3 viewers on 4 different days. I've done it twice. So, both my streams have done it, which is nice. But yeah, you guys watching on Twitch is really helping me right now. In the future, especially, I'm like, just watch wherever you want to watch. But right now, if you wouldn't mind, it'd be awesome if you could help me out on Twitch, just for now. Hello, Empress. I don't know if you missed it, but I'm going to be a ZBrush live streamer. I'm so excited. Okay. So, Goblins of Frostfang. This is available on my Patreon right now. And my favorite piece by far is this little lady. This is a goblin shaman riding a crag cat. And then please don't make fun of my horrible zenithal highlighting, because if you look at it and you're like, zenithal highlighting, it's just white. I know, I didn't do a good job. I tried. If you look in some spots, it's actually pretty decent, but anyway, the camera's not helping me. I also have a warg in this collection, which is what's on it. This is my warg, and then this is it 3D printed at 28mm scale. Looks pretty bitchin' if I do say so myself. Maybe one day if I get like a big fancy streamer, I'll buy a really fancy camera so you guys can actually see what this looks like, super detailed. But anyway, I was looking at him and I'm like, well, he doesn't have any riders. And I was like, it'd be cool if I had because I obviously have the crag cat without a rider version. And I was like, how cool would it be if I had the warg also had a rider? I have a young goblin that's a bomber and he's holding like 2 bombs in his hand, like a little, gremlin, a goblin, if you will. And I figured that would be a good rider for this. And then I thought about goblins in general, and there's no way that they would kindly agree which one gets to ride, right? So I have an idea to take every goblin from my collection other than the shaman and cram them all onto the same warg. So that's 3 different goblins. It'd be the bomber, the brawler, and the like cursed fae. It's a favelin, so its head's upside down. Anyway, and I'm gonna try to put all 3 of them on this warg, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna look really stupid, but if I get it to work, it's gonna look awesome. So I'm really excited. Yeah, it's just a very strong light. Exactly. Yeah. Are they gonna give me a heavily discounted plan? Yeah. I'm very excited. Yeah. Okay. Boop. So here is our warg, and now I will show you all of the goblins. Oh, my pen's not working. That's okay. I will take issues on my side anytime. When it was the restream issue, crazy. So speaking of, if you have a Wacom, this one tablet, and your pen's ever not working, it doesn't mean the batteries need to be replaced. They don't have batteries, they actually have little capacitors in them. All you need to do is bring up your center, go to settings, and then restart the driver. That's it. And then it'll work. If it doesn't work after that, go into Discord and DM me and complain, because I can help you. Bam, there we go. And guess what? Pen, it works again. Just like that. Yep. I know, right, Empress? Well, I'll still have my perpetual license for ZBrush forever. But there are some features that I really want to use in the new version of ZBrush. And I want to, play around with the iPad version. Did you guys know the iPad version has a free version? Do you have to have a $1,000 iPad? Yes. But if you have a $1,000 iPad, you can use ZBrush for free. And of course, it doesn't have as many settings, but you don't need it to. Can I show you guys something that I'm really proud of really quick? Oh, these are all my photos. I don't have anything weird in here. Made that weird sorry, ignore me. I did a figure sculpting study this weekend on my iPad. This is a video from, how do I not remember his name? I'm so sorry. One second, this is important to me. From Logan Wyson. I left a super cheesy comment too, and then it occurred to me after the fact that he might be part of the beta testing team, and I'm like, I mean, it was a nice comment. I don't know, I'm embarrassed. Okay. Anyway, this are the project files from his video. He provides this 3D scan that he found in my mini factory, as well as this mannequin he posed. And then I did a 15-minute sculpt over. I know it's very cringy to be like, I did it in only 15 minutes, but I am really proud of it, and I can't help but mention that didn't take very much time. And I was able to sculpt this. Look, it looks like a body. It looks so squishy and like I like bodies. I'm an artist, you know? And I was just floored that I was able to do that at all. Genuinely. And the whole point of his video and this practice is not thinking like bicep, tricep, deltoid lats, like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but instead just thinking about forms. And what I used to do is like carve out my muscles, kind of like an écrochet. An écrochet is those like medical demonstrations, like where they like peel off skin and it's just like the muscles underneath. And that's kind of how I sculpt, and it looks really stiff and it doesn't look great, even though I know a lot. So this was the next step. I did some work on the back, but look, I have an elbow forming that looks like the nicest elbow I've ever sculpted. I have a very hard time with elbows. So yeah, very excited. And seriously, yes, for iPad, it's free. I sculpted this in the free version on iPad for ZBrush. Free. Actually free. Not a demo, not a trial. Free. You can't import brushes and whatever, but like you don't need to. So yeah. Yeah, do you have an iPad, Alice? Oh my goodness, you should download it. I was floored. I'm gonna scream it from the rooftops now that there is the free version on iPad, because I've been complaining at great length that people couldn't use it. Yeah. Hack and Slash says, I'm still trying to get used to the iPad interface. Okay, so what helped me a lot, this little wheel right here, took me way too long to figure this out. This is your hotkeys. This is the masking one, that's Control. This one is Alt or Option, and this one is Shift. So knowing that, oh sorry, no, this is Alt, that's Spacebar. Knowing that, you can do all of your movements still. Like zoom is kind of weird, as you know, Clute. I'm gonna call you Hack and Slash, people know I'm talking to. But anywho. Oh, Taylor's here. It's been a while. Hello, hello. We're working on goblins riding wargs today, but I had to show like I'm sculpting more bodies, and I went from this mannequin to this, and I've never done like a master sculpt study. Granted, this is a master sculpt study. This was 15 minutes, but still, like, there's a reason why they say study the greats, and I get it now. But oh, iPad interface. Yeah, once you know that those buttons correspond to those, you know, keyboard buttons, it helps a lot. Yeah. But yes, so we're going to try to take these 3 goblins. We have our cursed Fabelin. Again, a Fabelin is just a goblin that has been cursed by the Fae, and then their head's upside down. We have this really adorable young goblin. His name is Ak. And he is a bomber. I guess like an alchemist. What would his actual class be? What is it? He's nothing like a cleric or a warlock or a sorcerer or anything. I guess like not a monk. What's the overarching class for someone that was like an alchemist or a bomber? I'm just thinking in subclasses right now. Anyway, but I want to add the bomber, the brawler, which is styled after like a 1920s fighter, and the Fabelin. And I want to cram them all. Artificer, thank you. Could be a druid. Yeah, I guess so. So many options. So many options. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cram all of them onto this feller. Let me get my orientation correct. There we go. Now they should all be, yes, and the same. Good. Pathfinder has the alchemist class. Yeah, but for D&D, I was just blanking on what that would even be. So what I'm going to do is polygroup each one of my subtools here, because each of the paws is its own little piece. I'm just going to merge all of them down, because I don't think I'm going to pose the warg a whole lot differently. I'm just going to cram all of our little friends on here. Also, I am aware that my warg looks a lot like a bat. Kind of looks like an Ekimara from Witcher. I couldn't help myself. That's how it turned out, and I really like it. I do have screenshots of the work in progress for this, of seeing it from like a sphere to this final product. If you want to see that, let me know. I'll pull it up. All right, so here are our critters that we're going to put on our other critter. But I have these as finished 3D prints as well. So what I'm going to do is import those first, and then I'm going to see how much reposing I need to do. Because my whole headcanon here is that they couldn't agree on who was going to ride this warg, so they all did. Oh, these are correctly scaled too. Maybe I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, that's a kind of a preview of what I have in my head here. It's just gonna be a fun day, y'all. You know what? I already have this scaled correctly. So let me... Oh, someone new is here. Hello, hello. Torment in Terror, or Tormented Terror. Is there a way I can download your models for 3D print? Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're interested. That's very flattering. Yeah, I have all of this on Patreon, and if you don't like subscriptions, I'm on my mini factory as well. Let me put that link in the chat for you. Patreon is by far the best deal, but I get it if you want to just buy things individually. All right. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Ooh, but while you're here, I print all my own stuff. I'm very proud of that. That's that warg right here with my horrible zenithal highlighting. I know it's just white now. I got a little heavy-handed. It was really, I live in East Tennessee. It's really hot and humid out here. And I was like, oh, I'll just do it really quick. And I just nailed it with white. And I was so disappointed because my first layer in black turned out so nice too. Anyway, I'm downloading the warg right now from my library. There we go. That way I can get the scale correct. Alice says, did you see my reference picture? Ooh, for multiple people riding one creature, it reminded me when they rode camels like this in Egypt. Check that out. Okay, one, hilarious that the camel has a muzzle because they spit. I don't think these goblins will be quite as good-natured to have this nice little setup and saddle, but I do love it, and it does give me a bunch of ideas for other models we could be doing too. Here we go. So this is our correct scale that we're dealing with. If I need to make the warg like 10% bigger, I will, just for my own peace of mind. Okay, we're gonna make him a little bit bigger for my own peace of mind. We're gonna go just 10%. And I think the one that I'm most excited about to fit onto the warg is Ak. He was my original idea of who would pair best with this. Yeah, don't they just look like they're meant to be? Oh, they're so cute. Okay. I do have the project files of each of these goblins unposed if we need to do, you know, some cleanup and whatnot. But if I'm lucky, I can just get in here and just stick them on there. We'll see what happens. Oh, I don't know how to do polls on Twitch, or if I even can do that. So I'm just gonna ask you guys, if you don't mind, I would love to know your preference for whether or not I should put any gear on the warg. And by gear, I mean like a bridle, reins, maybe not a saddle because I'll get really covered, but maybe like some armor bits. Just curious if you guys think that would look cool. That would be something that we add towards the end, but I can start thinking about it now. Okay, I didn't expect Ak to just fit so well. I'm gonna make him a touch smaller. And then of course I'll need to position his legs so that he, you know, fits and doesn't just cut through the warg. We're gonna try to go with a straight on view here. Gosh, it's a really good pose for right up front. I think I'm gonna need to squish him up towards the fluff. I'm also gonna make him pretty straight right now, and we're going to pose his legs so that he can actually fit on a rider. Fit on a rider. Look like a rider. I love doing pose minis, you know, and mounted minis. I think they look super cool. But also because I ride. I have a horse. It's just it's a really fun thing, and it's fun to have a fantasy take on it. I'm really not concerned about how choppy the legs look because I'm just gonna resculpt the pants anyway. I just wanna make sure I've roughly looked at where these joints are gonna be and then move stuff accordingly. Ooh, that's a really big brush size that I don't need. There we go. And I can always dent in the fur just a little bit. I pretty much nailed that width the first time. Good. Okay, and then next I think I want the brawler behind him. This pose doesn't make a lot of sense for riding, obviously. So yeah. Alice says, to fix the warg paint job, just do a Nadiral highlight in black. I don't know what that means. Define Nadiral? Nadiral. Nadiral is how I say it. The word Nadiral, it describes a point but directly below an observer or the absolute lowest point situation. Okay, it's referring to Nadir. That's useless. The lowest point of something. That sounds like sad. Not like, okay, it's the opposite of zenith. Ah, I understand. I understand now. Oh, so just like flip it over and then spray paint underneath it with black. Oh, that's really, really funny. That's a goofy, fun way, but correct to fix my mistake. I do love though when I Google like, what does this word mean? It's like referring to a word. I'm like, that's not helpful at all. Thank you. All right, now we have the other. Depending how I pose this, it can look like he's grabbing on to the kid and kind of like leaning off to the side maybe. This is so goofy. What if he was just like... I'm gonna mess around with this a lot and just see what kind of pose would look best before I commit to it. Him just standing on the back of the warg would make no sense, but also would be quite funny. Definitely not gonna do that. I think the best would be having them from the front. You'll have the, obviously, Ak in the center with his bombs, and then you will have these fellers leaned to the left and to the right. But Ak has his arms up. Oh my goodness, nifty. Pose. I mean, I'm sure you're joking, but I don't hate it. All right, maybe I will kind of scoot Ak over a little bit. Kind of add to the chaos of it. You can always... Oh, I thought you were gonna make a goblin totem pole. This is why I stream. Okay, so my goal for this model is just to have 3 goblins riding the same warg because they're goblins and they can't come to a compromise, so they all just fight and climb on top of the warg, right? As long as that is satisfied, I don't care how we go about it. So if you guys have a cool idea, like making them all stacked on top of each other, something ridiculous, please let me know. Like, I want to do something fun. That's the whole point of this. Yeah. Hey, Sai, welcome back. It has been a while. Oh, it's always good to see you. Hello, hello. I am liking the idea of goblin totem pole. That is pretty stupid. I do like that. So if he was like sitting on his shoulders. Okay, if we're gonna do a goblin totem pole where they're all just like on top of each other, I would want Ack to be at the top, you know? Let me duplicate a copy of this really quick. Ooh, pose for the last one. Oh, that's a good idea. I would need to change the warg, obviously, so that it's moving. Alright, I'm gonna do a really, really rough pose on this just so we can get some ideas. And all I'm doing to do these posing ideas is just using the masking brush and the gizmo. So if he was like sitting on his shoulders, I mean, how funny would that be? I want your guys' creativity, so like, don't hold back. Do my job for me. Just kidding. I will be like your muse. I will bring your ideas to life. Yeah. Have two riding normally and one just hanging off the side. Okay, I like that idea too. I do kind of love Axe sitting on this guy's shoulders though. Like, how fun would that be to paint? I think I need to do that. Hello, Just Lingual. We're doing a crazy model today. I think you'll like it. As you know, to give everyone some context here, this is from my Patreon collection that's out now, only available right now on Patreon, of my Goblins of Frostfang. And my favorite model from that is my shaman riding a crag cat. But I also had a warg, but nobody was riding the warg. So I decided I want to make a mounted version for the warg. Which goblin do I put on it? And then I'm like, well, they probably all would fight over it. So that's where this idea came from. Yeah. Sai says, I concede. Shoulders are more fun. Well, good job, Alice. Maybe adding more goblins. I don't want to sculpt any brand new characters, but I'm really good at like remixing stuff. How many goblins do you think we could fit on this poor little warg? I mean, at what point do I have to change the expression of the warg to be like, kill me? Hello, Niftygan. Welcome. Welcome here. I am. Ah, I see. Your dad joking, just lingual. Very good. 15. Surely you guys don't hate me that much. A long jacket and top hat. Classic. I don't know if that would really fit the tundra theme, but I mean... Okay, I am liking this. This is kind of fucking awesome. I really like Ack being on the brawler's shoulders. Like, it just gives it so much personality. Oh, that is so fun. Am I being the most fun about our creepy Favelin here? I mean, we technically don't have to have all three on here. I just thought more is more. 15 is way too many. If we were gonna do 15, what would that even look like? I can be fun. Let me just make a little Ack clone. Let's see, how many Acks can we put on here? Okay, it's a little weird because this guy's head is... That makes me uncomfortable. We can't do that. What if we just had another one right here? Okay, the antlers make this very difficult. Ack was not a good idea to duplicate. Go away, Ack. The brawler... Good luck with this one. That's insane. I don't think I'm at that level yet. Okay, I can have another bald brawler. Can never have too many bald men. Okay, the two of them, I don't mind the idea of there being a copy because they kind of remind me of like Strong Brother twins or Strongman twins. Yeah. Just Lingual says, this has bonus stream energy. Yes, that would partly be because I finished Moondragon Monastery early and I don't know what I'm doing for October yet because it's only August. So I'm really ahead and it's amazing. I'm gonna be really cringy here. Do you guys want to see the dragon that I sculpted? It is my best dragon ever. But I'm only gonna show it to you if you guys really want to see it and you're excited about it. Because if I get a lukewarm reaction, it will crash and burn. Because this is like my child. This is my favorite dragon I have ever sculpted, ever. Bar none. And this damn thing is like the whole size of my build plate. It's gonna be, I might have to key it finally. Yeah. A mimic moon, that'd be awesome. We have a yeah. This is somewhat exciting. Wait, yeah. Oh, gold star number 1, yeah. I like that. It's better. God, it reminds me of exactly what I hate, like those pep rallies where like they make people cheer and then they say, I can't hear you, and I always just die inside a little bit. God, this is like my art version of that. But no, I get to be protective over my most proud model ever. It is my new absolute favorite, even above my previous river dragon, probably my cherry blossom dragon. It's hard to beat a dragon in terms of exciting models, let's be real. I don't know if I want a clone of him, but just for Alice's sake, I am going to do a bunch of the same one and just kind of see if we want to do another version where there are just like an obscene amount of goblins. Obviously I would make them look different, I guess. Yeah, Merch Cannon would usually do it. People will do unspeakable things for a t-shirt. Yeah. Okay. I think just having a bunch of clones of the same goblin is like disturbing and weird. I think it looks just as cool and busy with just 3. Probably because they look different as well. I could always go back into my asset library and see if I have something that would fit. You guys are welcome to look with me because I built this website intentionally so it's easy to like look through, and it's free to look. Ooh, that's something I shouldn't get used to saying, but it's true. Okay, I'm not logged into my own Twitch chat, which is super annoying. Oh god, join Twitch today. I can't even post at my own Twitch because I'm not signed in. 1 second, I must embarrass myself while I log into my own account. What is my username? I don't know. Just be me. Take my thumbprint, take my blood. This browser may not be secure. Oh, God. I'm gonna try it one more time. Why is it so hard to log into things now, y'all? Nope, I can't do it because it's not secure. Alright, fuck it. If you're on Twitch, sorry, I can't post a link for you. How about one more small hanging on by the tail? Yeah, let me see if I have a little goblin that I can do that with. I don't have a ton of goblins, especially marked under race. Because I have some goblins that look like they can be player characters, and I have some that are just monstrous. This is my other Favelin. He's cute. I don't think the janitor necessarily fits the vibes a whole lot. This one's really cute though. This is part of my enchanted enchanted forest collection. Gosh, I should really know that came out this year. I feel like she fits decently. She was meant to be a pirate though. I could add some fur trim though and she'd fit. Yeah. Obviously we need 3-factor authentication. Apparently. I forgot that I cut off the top of her boot too, so her little toes are poking out. None of these are like screaming to me. Let me turn off my race filter and just search the word goblin so I can get goblins that show up in my bestiary as well. I'm like, those aren't goblins, that's a raccoon. Oh yeah, I have a little Valentine's Day goblin. I also have a baby. This doesn't seem like a very safe situation to have a baby. Should I add this to the work somewhere? Because it's really small and cute. I could have this as at the very tippy top of the totem pole. What do we think? He does have a little coffee cup because this was around the time that like Grogu was huge, or I guess still is. I think I need to add this. If you are watching and on YouTube, apparently not Twitch, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna fix that right now. There's the free download for this baby goblin. You can just have it. I made it, so I can do that. I can just give my stuff away for free. have a very aggressive business model, as you could tell. But I am gonna hop over to Twitch really quick because it makes me sad that I can't. There we go. Bam, there's the Google Drive link, so you can download this baby goblin for free. It does include the pre-supported file, but keep in mind that I 3D print like a heathen, so I print flat on the build plate because I have a flexible build plate. So it's very easy. I just print flat, there's like 2 supports, bend the build plate, it pops right off, it's amazing. And then my bases are perfectly flat, it's very nice. Okay, there is that, there is that. Also for our Twitch people, because now that I'm back, here is my entire library. This is free to look at, but obviously not free to have because then I wouldn't have a business. This is my full-time job, so yeah. Enjoy, enjoy. Goblin babies have to start adventuring young if they want to survive. It would be cruel not to include them. I like how you think. All right, we're gonna include the baby, which I think I can make as small as I want. Also, I love these ridiculous pose ideas. They're fantastic. I'm so excited about this model. So a small sneak peek into the future, I am wanting to do, wow, it's a big baby. I am wanting to do some sort of like epic or like fun model every month. I've been doing these expansion packs and like that's fine, but I've realized that people on Patreon, I have like almost 400 people that support me there every month and give me money. I have like 4,000 just people following, but of the 400 people that actually give me money, I'm surprised how not picky you guys are. You just like what I make, which I know sounds silly, it's the whole point that you give me money, but I realize it's a damn shame that I'm not taking advantage of that to make the coolest things that I can think of, especially if I have y'all on a stream. Help me out. Pose for the baby. It's like in someone's mouth. Oh wait, the warg holding it, right? I'm assuming that's what you mean because that would make no sense otherwise. Well, what is it gonna do? Like holding his by the head? Okay, this is an insane idea that I have to at least try. I don't think it's coming across as cute as I would hope. So I would need to pose the legs so they're hanging down. Yeah. Add a strong man holding up a stack of baby goblins in each hand. That'd be crazy. That'd be so fun. It can hold its neck, the neck scarf. I mean, I'm kind of trying to do that. And then I'd need to, let me duplicate the baby. And then roughly pose this so it doesn't look so disturbed. So all I'm gonna do is mask the leg and then there, we got one little baby leg. And another little baby leg. Oop. I'm using the transpose line, you don't have to. You can just use the gizmo. Oh my god, it is pretty cute. And then we can always adjust the warg to have its head pointed up just a touch, so it'll be easier to see the baby and the warg head. Again, I'm just posing this using masking and not transpose master. Ooh, that didn't turn out very good. Let's use the transpose line. Yeah. So this is before, this is after. Lifting it up is going to give me some more room to... Oh, its nose fell apart. Look at that. Why? I really like that nose, so let's do it again. Cute. There we go. Kind of looks like he's smiling, right? I see it. So only the scarf and the warg mouth. Yes, that's what I'm gonna try for. I might need to sculpt the scarf to be a little larger, so I have a little bit more to work with. There we go, how's that? Okay, his little nose is kind of like going through the baby's skull, but that's okay. He's secure. Okay, it's pretty fun. It's actually really fun. It kind of reminds me how like Rottweilers are really good dogs for families. Not every Rottweiler, but some. I am going to take the other baby and put it like on top of its head, and then we can talk about babies and where the best baby placement is. I feel like the one on top of its head is easier to read. Don't make me put both of them in here. It's too much baby. I do like the Favelin on the back. I think they all fit together really well. And check out how his wrist coming around, I can pose that to grab that guy's shoulder. I do think the bird is not happening, though. Goodbye, Borb. You were just too busy for this world. There we go. We have removed the Borb. Oh, we lost our baby. Ah! I forgot there's a bunch of clone strongmen. God, go away. There we go. That is awesome. This piece is, this is cool. This is cool. I think the baby on the head is cuter than the baby being suspended. Bird on the head of the warg. No. Too much. If you feel strongly about the baby dangling out of the warg's mouth by the scarf, you need to speak now. Make your case. Because I think the baby on the head is way cuter. I'm going to label them. So if you're lazy or lurking or shy, we have baby A, and then we have baby B. Which baby is your baby? Oh my gosh. Oh, bird on the head of the baby. No. Nifty. My case. What case? If I need to make this larger so you guys can see, let me know. I'm doing my best. Ah. Wow, I'm doing a terrible job. You can't say there wasn't an effort, though. Why is it zooming like this? Look at this. Stop. Oh, gosh. Oh, my... It's a little sensitive. I think baby A all the way. B? What? No. This poll, just so you guys know, is rigged. Okay, Alice, you can't vote on both platforms. No. It's still just one. Here, I can do that, too. Actually, I can't. I'm not logged into Twitch. I can only post in one spot. It's so stupid. Baby B is best. But I would like to see the warg face more. The baby could be lower and the scarf could be stretched a bit. Yeah? We have two people. A would be more fun to paint. B is more fun. Should we do both? No, two babies is weird. It's too many babies. Just Lingle, your answer was helpful and not at all. We have two people voting for B. One for A. That's me, and I am the creator, so I count as two. So we're at a tie. And then we have Just Lingle, who voted for both, which is useless. Let's see. I did a 10-second sketch by the swink argument I was making. Is this true? Alice says both. I mean, I gotta... No. I don't think it looked good. 10 more babies. Nope. I didn't even agree to 2. How are we at 10? I need a sip of water. Oh my god. Yep, stale water from last night. I totally forgot to refill that. That's okay. Stale water is not going to kill me. Okay, just link to the sketch. So we have baby hanging from warg mouth, and that is more so, yeah, what Nifty was talking about. But then there's 15 goblins, and that is more so, yeah, what Nifty was talking about. But then there's 15 goblins. No. Okay. We seem to be feeling very strongly about baby B. Fuck it, let's do another veggie monster. $30 and I would. I'm expensive today. Alright, this baby is much easier to deal with, but apparently we need to explore the ideas of other baby. So, we will do that. I could sculpt a scarf from scratch, or I can just grab one from my library, but I feel like I need to do some sculpting today. As fun as this is. Oh my gosh. Okay, if my curve brush isn't going to work, then we're not going to do anything. All right, if your curve brush is being funky, your topology is probably a little too intense. So I just duplicate what I have. I'll Dynamesh at a, excuse you, low resolution. What are you doing? Can we go a little lower than that? Sweet. And then use my curve brush, and it generally does a good job. I'm gonna cut the baby's head off. I wonder why I got banned from Patreon. Anyway, and there you go. I got my loop that I wanted. Entirely too much effort to get there, but I did it. All right, so now that we have this scarf piece I can start working with, we're gonna work from the warg first. There we go. I guess this baby's little arms is what's gonna help the most. I need to go underneath the arms. Like he's secure. There's some baby references. Oh my gosh, if I just swaddled him entirely, how cute would that be? Okay, that's cute. I don't mind that. Okay, if we did the swaddle thing, I wouldn't have to sculpt very much. Like, I don't have to worry about toes then. So I'm gonna just cut his little leggy. Okay, I need to stop saying cut. I'm gonna hide his little leggies. And then I'm gonna envelop him in a sphere. There we go. Oh my gosh, just lingual. That would be so freaking cute. So I have our Discord up right here, and this is for very special peasants. I'm just kidding. If you want an invite, just ask. Or if you put ! Discord, it should work. Except it wouldn't work on Twitch because I haven't set that up. This is my 3rd stream ever on Twitch. Cut me some slack. But anywho, if you want to share references, feel free to do so in Discord. I do think the swaddle looks way cuter. It makes a lot more sense than just having the little baby feet dangling. Oh my god. Okay. Now I love this more than baby A. You guys have convinced me. I'm gonna cut the baby's little leggies. I'm gonna have a hard time if I don't learn how to... There's certain things you just can't say, you know, even out of context. I mean, in context. Thank you, Alice. Yeah, Discord doesn't exist for you. Sorry. If you ask Alice really, really nicely, maybe she'll copy and paste that link in Twitch. Alright, so Happy Baby is really cute, but what if, bear with me here, Angry Demon Baby? This is very important. We're gonna do another unofficial poll, and what that means is you just say what you want in the comments because I cannot be bothered to format a poll. It just takes too long. It really does. So we have Happy Baby, and then we have like Devious Baby. And if you're like, I like Devious Baby, but not with his eyes so deformed, this is what I got. There. What would I do with the ears? Oh, I do them like this. Okay. Let me know which baby is your baby. We're gonna label them A and B again, but I mean, you should be able to figure out which one's which. You could say left or right. That's fine as well. All right, we got baby A. Wow, it's really hard to see, isn't it? A. Oh god. Maybe I'm just as slow doing this too. And baby B. So if you're lurking and shy and awkward, all you have to do is put a letter. And I'm not calling you guys out. I'm the same way. I feel like I always think like if someone's asked me to do something, what's the easiest, lowest level of entry to do that? And a letter is fine. Yeah. Delighted and whimsical baby. Okay, it looks like, yeah, A happy, B angry. Okay, we got 2 votes for B. Yep, Empress just says yes. I'm assuming Empress is voting for B as well. Yeah, I'm pretty excited with Angry Baby. So right now it's holding a coffee cup. Can you guys think of a more creative thing for it to be holding? I really just making you guys do my job for me. I mean, no, I'm your muse. This is very fun. But I think the coffee cup makes no sense. If we can't think of anything, I will just put a wrap up there. Empress says, I like AB. You can't pick AB. You know your letters. How about option C? What do we want for option C? The most neutral baby expression. No. Have you seen a baby? Baby's first rat or baby's first dagger? Oh, amazing. I think a dagger holding a little knife could be really cute and very on brand for goblins. Really, it'd be unsafe not to give a baby goblin a dagger. A pickaxe. That would also be awesome. So they do live in a very cold, like wasteland, mountainy wasteland, but the mountain pass I imagine them living in has a lot of travelers and merchants that pass through. So they regularly raid caravans. So by that logic, anything that a merchant or a traveler might carry, we could reasonably put here. Option D. I do love that. The children do yearn for the mines. This they do. And then we have a fun fact from Alice, completely out of nowhere, which is true. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees. Thank you for that, Alice. Okay, I think we all love Devious Baby. I'm gonna hide Generic Baby. Okay, I actually do like it without the baby on the head because there's a better flow, but that's you know, crunchy art. Can't be technical here. I'm gonna open up my weapons library. These are all weapons I have sculpted over the years for my minis, which is over 1,200. Access on Patreon. Okay, that is actually true. I don't know why I said that sarcastically. I'm gonna grab a little dagger. I'm trying to grab one that's small. Baby size, you know. What kind of dagger would be appropriate for a baby? Oh my gosh, he looks really scary actually. Oh gosh. I'm gonna print this model so big. I might actually paint this. Alright, that's pretty awesome. If I do say so myself. Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. I love it, I love it. Obviously we don't want him poking his own eyeball out. This is a very responsible baby that knows how to wield the dagger. I can delete the coffee cup, turn on double so I can actually grab... Oh yeah, I can delete his little legs too. Smooth this out a little bit. So when you're smoothing a single-sided mesh, you need to turn your smooth brush modifier down from 3 min connected points to 1. Otherwise, it won't do anything. That's a pretty niche problem. If you have more than one side of your mesh, which you generally will, that won't be a problem. All right, I'm just using my sculpting brush here. There we go, to give him some little nubs to hold on to this. There we go. It's pretty awesome. Slingle says, today we learned that Mia is slightly more pro-children if we give them knives. See nothing but truth here. And yes, thank you, Alice, for the fact of the week. I'm predicting that's gonna be more of a daily thing, but we could try. If you poke your eye out as a kid, you get a cool new eye patch. Please don't get me banned. Oh my goodness, this is really, really cute. Hey, DM Jimmy, welcome back. Bonus attack, baby attack. We need a stat block for this. I don't even know. Gosh. There's just a lot going on here. I mean, this would actually be arguably a very high CR because you have like alchemy-based attacks, so anything like AoE, bomb throwing. This is actually a strong man, so I mean, it'd be kind of hard for him to lean and punch stuff, but arguably he could. I think the cursed Fabelin doesn't actually have any magic. He literally is just cursed to look magical, but he just has, you know, that attack would have more reach. I think the baby should always roll with advantage too. Just like fun little things, you know? And then they should get pack tactics by default because, wow. That'd be so fun. Travelers here, hello, welcome back. Remember, the family that slays together stays together. Is that from The Croods? Because I love that movie. You can lower the DC by giving it a chance to hurt itself. That's fair. Thank you very much, Justling. Well, I need that. I need the balance. Now I won't get banned. Okay, I didn't expect this model to come together so painlessly. If you're new here and wondering what the heck is going on, I have a new collection on Patreon that is Tundra Troubles. It's a bunch of, or Goblins of Frostfang is the official name now. But when I was drafting it, it's Tundra Trouble. It's just goblins that are in a snowy environment. And my favorite model was my shaman riding a crag cat. I know it's a little blurry. If you go to my Patreon, you'll see fancy renders. I'll put a link for that for y'all too. But anyway, I also sculpted a warg. And naturally, I didn't have any writers for the warg, mostly because not so much that I ran out of time. It's already like a 15-piece collection, and I obviously, you gotta prioritize things. I did a bunch of terrain and stuff too. But anyway, there's a link on Patreon. If you just go to my Patreon, you're gonna see the full collection right away. But anyway, the reason why I bring that up is because that's why this model exists. Because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna add another bonus variant, because after I do releases on Patreon, I continue to add more models to it throughout the month because I can't help myself. You guys have cool ideas and why more? So yeah, more. Anyway, and I was like, how would they decide which, you know, goblin gets to ride the warg? And I'm like, well, they're goblins, so they wouldn't decide. They would all just be like me. Hence this idea was born. And my idea was just to have all three of these goblins kind of like riding side by side, and then Alice at the beginning of the stream said, oh, I thought it was going to be a goblin totem pole essentially, and that's how we got some more verticality here. The baby goblin, I'm not even totally sure how that happened, but it did, and it might be my favorite part of the model. This thing is awesome. Okay, so last night I finished sculpting my new most proud piece I've ever done, which is my moon dragon. I haven't showed it to you guys yet because I need appropriate excitement. Otherwise, you'll just need to wait till September. Because it's technically the sneak peek. I'm not really supposed to share it yet until we've done like business and marketing stuff. But anyway, that was my favorite piece. But this is killing me a little bit because it just has so much personality to it. It is rivaling dragon levels of cool for me. Alice said, I would still love a goblin holding on to the tail. It's a very short tail, so my only problem with that is it would have to be like a baby-sized goblin to make that work. If the goblin was running, I think I'd be more open to that movement, but it's not. So, no. Alice, I love that you give so many ideas, because half your ideas, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And I know I'm kind of dry about it, but I love your ideas too. More babies is good. No, one baby. One baby is enough baby. It's arguably already too much baby. Okay, we are coming up on an hour in the stream, which means we are halfway through the stream. If you are enjoying the stream, consider donating on Ko-Fi. That is a huge reason why I get to do these streams at all. And if we hit $15 today, I stream for an extra hour. Never expected, always appreciated. I'm gonna link that for y'all. And that's it. That's the pitch. Getting better at that, except for the sign-off. The sign-off isn't great still. Bam, pinned. I meant to do that, I just forgot to do that. Oh, Traveler, you missed it. I am officially gonna be a ZBrush live streamer, which is really, really exciting. My first stream for that's probably going to be in September, if I had to guess. So keep an eye out for that as well. D&D figures have a severe lack of non-sexy women monsters and babies. Okay, I have lots of non-sexy women, but women monsters. Maybe not. My vampire is still pretty hot. No, I have some pretty gnarly looking female. I have a female ogre and I have a banshee. Yeah. And those aren't sexy. I mean, I'm not here to kink shame, but they're not sexy in my opinion. And not a whole lot of babies. I don't really have a lot of babies. The hag's pretty hot. See, it only takes one person. There's all kinds of different tastes out there. I don't judge. The hag was the featured model for my Patreon pack in June. I'm gonna show it to you guys because I'm really proud of it and I kind of want a small break right now. The hag is the one where the toad was introduced for the first time. Her hair is kind of like a live hairdo, so it's like a bird cage kind of thing where she stuffs critters inside of it. But as of right now, the only one that you can see is this little angry toad. So brace yourselves for our very sexy hag. I mean, hey, if you like what you like, I'm not gonna... More power to ya. I mean, that's a pretty low neckline. Careful, eyes up here. But there's our little angry toad. He's really hard to see, and he's perfect. I love this model. Oh man. Hey, hello to Goat. Any advice on blending layers and getting smooth transitions from shadows to highlights? I'm working on volumetric highlighting to build up non-metallic metal. I assume you're asking me more so than just a general chat. I am not a great painter. Let me show you. Someone in chat, please answer them and do a better job than me. Wet blending has been good for me. Let me show you like the only thing I've painted recently. That one's not even finished. Okay. My paint jobs aren't great, but they're mine. I sculpt them too. This is about what I got. This is my aquatic beholder. It's smoothish. What helped me a lot was I use army painters. I base coat in their war paint, and then I use their speed paints to layer and get shadows. I kind of use their speed paints like a wash. And because the speed paints are so thin, it does a decent job. It's not the most blendy. But once you said non-metallic metals, I was like, they're not smooth enough for that. Someone in chat will be more skilled than me, and they will help you. Also, hi, welcome, Goat. The Rayan is here. Hello. I think you're new as well. That autumny color on your wall is pretty. Thank you! It is my first wall I've ever painted, because I'm finally not in an apartment, so I can paint walls. Very exciting. Do I have an airbrush? No. Oh, you're asking the guy. Duh. Yeah, not paint. Clute's right. An airbrush would be a really good way to get nice smooth blends. Why am I like this? Okay. I think we're set. Yes. All right. That's why you add pink to bright yellows in many examples. Oh, for like getting those smoother blends? That makes sense. Jess Lingle's a fantastic painter, and so is his wife. We don't need our weird Discord references anymore. All right, y'all. I did not expect for the concepting of this to come out so nicely. Obviously, we have some really rough spots. That's a pretty rough butt. But this is just to concept, to get things down. This is going to be a fantastic addition to Goblins of Frostfang. Before we get into crunchy post-processing, which I'm probably not going to do to you guys on stream because it's really, really boring. I do the boring crap off stream. But the fun concepting stuff, let's finalize. The base is pretty boring, yeah? I need to add like a rock to it or something. So I'm definitely going to do that. And I'm trying to think what else I want to do here. Yeah. The wife is significantly better. All right. I'm gonna look at my collection here and see what else I can use to decorate. This part actually isn't an ad, but it's gonna look like an ad, but it's not. This is the full collection, and I'm looking at, maybe I can put the banner, my goodness, the banner on the ground. That would make this even more interesting to look at. The hunting game hanger I think would be a bit much. There's my shaman. There's our little guys. There's my favorite piece of the collection that inspired this. I think having one of these banners would be a nice thing to add to the base. But I don't want to get in the way of the model. Here they are printed. Okay, so my camera's not great, but this model, this is the model that's in that picture. So yeah, they print super high detail. I'm very proud of them. Yeah, I think not getting too busy with it, it's gonna be the way. Just add in like some snowy rocks, perhaps. Yeah. Hello, Reaper. Not a problem. How about the bird on one of the antlers on top of the goblins? No. Thought about it. And I was like, okay, it'd be a little harder 3D print, but that could be worth it if it's cool. I don't mind making stuff that's a little trickier as long as it's like very cool. I don't think the bird has a place here. Though story-wise, I mean, it absolutely could. Can add some rocks to this base. Make it the base basier. Yes. I like... These are all pieces I've sculpted over the years for different models. And I hoard them into one giant collection so I can do more with them. Oh, I've lost our writer. Here we go. Let autosave do its thing. It's thinking. It's got a lot to save right now. Please don't crash. Nice, ZBrush. There, cool, we're good. All right. I don't need this entire weapons library available anymore. And then let's bring in those rocks. I'll probably add some snow on top of them, which is going to be like a sphere blob pushed around. Just to fit the setting a little bit more. I do think that it's a nice rock. I don't need this. Because that autosave took so long, I was like, ooh, I should clean up my tools really quick. So there we go. Are these 2 pieces? No, that's okay. There's one rock. I'm gonna push this over and just add a little bit more variation to the base. A lot of people decorate their own bases, but I don't, so it's easier for me to get it look as nice as possible as is. Yeah. Yeah, always good to see you, Reaper. You've been working on all kinds of cool stuff lately. There we go. I think the rocks add a lot. How many points is the entire scene so far? Oh, yeah, good question. It looks like it's at 2.5 million, but that might be vastly skewed. What are we doing? By just a couple pieces. So the warg itself is, oh, I have duplicates of a lot of them too, because we were like playing with different placement. So let me actually delete everything that's hidden. My answer was not accurate. I also have another act that's just floating in the middle of the scene. So he needs to go away. I also have all of our strongman clones that I was testing with, so that's 800,000 points. That doesn't need to be there. I will have an answer for you shortly. There we go, 1 million points. 1.2. I sent an idea on how to add the banner. Ooh. Oh, like having one of them holding the banner. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Empress says, bleh. Speaking of bases, I'm in the final design of my project and wanted to have a base version, but supports are super ass to try and get right. So just doing the separate base and model approach. What's the issue with printing the base? Unless you don't want to print like a heathen like me. I print flat. I highly recommend it. You can buy like a flexible build plate for 15 bucks. All of my pieces I print and as one piece. All right, what was I doing? Banner. Tundra Camp banners. I'm going to download both of them. So here is the 3D print. That D20 is just normal size D20. With the small one and the large one. Arguably, the large one looks much cooler, but I think it might be a little too much. How about I just use both of them, and then we will decide which one we like better. We'll have a good little A/B session again. Yeah. Cool. Alice, I don't know how I didn't think of them carrying the banner. You're a genius. Never stop sharing suggestions. All right, large, small, bam. What is this? 0% towards Thursday? Why no tips? Hey, you guys have been spoiling me the last few weeks. You especially, Traveler. If we didn't get any tips today, it'd be the first time I didn't have donations in like weeks. So I would not feel hurt by that. If you do want to send tips or donations, it means we get an extra hour today. And do it through Ko-Fi. It's the easiest experience, and then I actually get 100%. Never any pressure, always appreciated. Where do I want to put this banner? Oh my gosh. Alice, this was the move. All right, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna place both banners here, and we'll go back and forth between them to see which one we like best. As far as who is holding this banner, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. Let me get a better like alpha angle on this. Oh my gosh, this is gonna add height. This is gonna be just a cool feature. I can put it in the Favelin's hand. He's already has a fist. So I'm gonna just cut his move. We're not cutting limbs here. We are just moving them. We're gonna move this over. Just gonna do a rough cut. That way I can position this arm. There we go, because I'm gonna want it to be about in that position. And now I can do a temporary placement for the banners. There we go. I would like it to be behind Ack's arm. So let me scoot Ack forward a little bit. We're gonna scoot everybody forward. We're scooting. There we go. Perfect. And then pretty soon here, I'll have that vote for y'all to pick which banner that you like more. Gotta get everything in position first. Obviously, one banner is much more detailed than the other, but sometimes the more detailed one doesn't necessarily look better. So yeah. Hey, Pheasant, someone bought gifts. $5. They said there, a tip. Now others can tip as well. Yeah, that's true. 2 more coffees and we stream for an extra hour. So we currently only have 1 hour left on stream, but then it would be 2. That is how math works. All right. Oh, Dragon's here. Hello, hello. Yes, voting coming soon. Interesting. Empress says, no, I want to print flat, but getting the support generated to the right space is being a bitch. Oh, are you doing FDM or are you doing resin? Because if you're doing resin, go complain to my husband. Go at Mr. M3DM and be like, help, and he'll help you. All right. I think I kind of like the simple banner better, but we'll get a vote going. In typical fashion, it's a very, very simple A-B. Yeah, I really don't love this one as much, but if we want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. I do like to label it just so it's as clear as possible. There is an easy way to zoom on this. I just can't remember how to do it. All right, this is option A, and this is option B. Image size. Interesting. Can I just do Command plus? That's so much easier. But yeah, here we are. Here are your 2 options. I'm getting better at this. I think A looks better, personally. I think B is too detailed, but B is giving me more like Warhammer vibes, if that makes sense. Just the amount of like more is more, detail, detail, detail. Yeah. Oh, Vane's here. Hello, hello, Vane Castillo. Add a timer so you have an idea of how long you'll be streaming. Ah, that would make more sense, wouldn't it? As opposed to me just telling you randomly. I used to have something on here that would say like 1:30, 2:30. I could do a timer of how much of the stream is left, because I always stream for 2 hours unless there's Ko-Fi tips, and I go for an extra hour. I'm curious, in addition to voting on this poll, do you guys think a timer on screen would be like too obnoxious? It would just make a countdown of how much of the stream time is left. It would be small, it'd be like, wow, it'd be the perfectly blank spot underneath the chat. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're watching the stream on your phone, the chat might be a little hard to read. I did try to blow it as much as reasonable, but I hear you. Ooh, Jimmy said, I wrote up a rather long stat block. Can post in Discord if you like. Yes, please. Oh, that would be awesome. Would you please? Yes, yes, yes. Just Lingual said, I think it's super funny when streamers use speedrunning split timers on things that aren't speedrunning. I watch speedrun streams. That would be super fun for me and very goofy, off-brand. Delicious FDM. Yeah, the support generation with FDM is a little trickier. Ricky might be able to help you still. If you go into our FDM support on Discord and put @ 3DM, just be like, hey, help me print this flat on the build plate. And he might be able to help you, because you have a bamboo printer, so do we. I know Ricky's done it before. I know he could help you, because he printed, where is my mega print? 1 second. He printed this on our bamboo studio, and obviously we printed the base flat. Could you imagine me not printing the base flat on this? Fun fact, this is not painted. This was printed like this. Huzzah. Dragon said, Jimmy is invisible to me, except on your overlay. That is why I have live chat on my stream, because YouTube constantly censors and hides comments. They call it live chat or top chat, and they constantly change it. So anyone new gets ignored. It sucks. So that's why if you can, watch the stream, watch the chat on my stream, because it's the only one that actually works. Major shade to YouTube. They need to fix that. Yeah. Super dumb. Speed running 15 goblins on a war, not clickbait. Addressing the drama. You guys are better at these thumbnails than I am. Alright, anyway, voting. I got distracted. Can you guys just put a single letter in the chat? A or B for what we want. A, little obnoxious. That's not... No. There's always a B in here. No. Alice, single letter. No jokes. This is very serious. Yes, I agree. I think A looks better. Oh, we have a vote for B. By any chance, do you like Warhammer minis? Because I do think B has more of that, like, more is more wargaming feel. And I feel like A just feels more TTRPG. It's hard to explain. All right, we have 3 votes for A, 1 vote for B. Wait, my camera's mirrored. This is very confusing. Oh, that's way more confusing than it should have been. I still did it wrong. Huzzah. We're not doing that again. I think A is gonna be the way. A is the way. Thank you guys so much for sharing your input. This is this stream and your guys' input is the only reason why the baby is here in the first place, much less being held in the teeth of the work. I thought the baby thing was dumb, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'll put it on top of its head. And after fighting for it a little bit, I think you guys are right. I think that was definitely the move. All right, Shotter, you need to go away. Why am I not getting... So sensitive. It's the only downside of having multiple monitors on Mac. It's very sensitive to grab this little thing. All right, fine. We're not gonna do it that way. I'll right click. There. Please go away. Thank you. Sweet. I agree that less is more. See, I feel like the Grimdark has more is more, but I also feel like Warhammer sculpts in similar IPs leave more blank space. Oh, do they really? For freehand painting than D&D style fantasy. Not the Warhammer stuff I have seen, but granted the stuff that I see from Warhammer is super grimdark, and that's like what I like to see. So, agree for the wrong reasons. I like it. I agree. Get some rest, but it's still cool to have the verticality and whatnot. Otherwise, I feel like this banner and this section of fur are really competing for attention. Alice, how does it feel that I either just say no, like very dry, I'm like, no, we're not doing that idea, or I'm super excited about your idea. I have like no in between with you. I'm either like, that's terrible, no, or like, absolutely, we have to do it right now. All right, we're gonna scoot this back. And then I will be able to move this arm as needed. I'm just gonna put the arm where I need it to be. Does it connect to the Favelin? No, but I will handle that later. I can move him as needed, but the banner I think should be in a very specific location. That's a really thick banner. Okay. I do want this to be a bit of a softer edge, so I'll grab a move brush and just make it a nice little spike. And then from here, I will also add some cracks and whatnot. There we go. And we will pinch this so it's not quite so chunky. I will also need to move Axe arm, and I need to fix his butt. We have a major butt issue going on right now. I will fix it. Probably not on stream, just because post-processing is a pretty boring part of sculpting, and I don't want to subject you guys to that. This is so awesome. Oh man, this is easily my new favorite piece in the collection. Heck yeah. Alice says, I'm very happy with it. As an autistic, I prefer clear answers. I didn't know that, which makes sense. I wouldn't know that. And perfect, because that's how I talk. I am nothing if not clear. Perfect. I think your ideas are awesome. Until you suggest 15 babies and then they're not awesome. All right, we're gonna use this awesome fabric brush that was given to me by Niftaroni. Nifty, where did you get this fabric brush so I can tell people? I don't think they can Google Niftaroni give me fabric brush. That probably won't work. You can absolutely just use a standard brush. I just like unnecessary custom brushes sometimes. Hey Paint, welcome back. This is awesome. Let me go ahead and save this. 15 birds? No. That Paint I knew, but also because you told me. 21 pilots. Oh gosh. I was never a huge 21 Pilots fan. I don't dislike them, just never really listened to a whole lot of their music other than what was extremely popular and everywhere. Do you know where to get pre-posed hands? Your best bet is to just sculpt a really, really good hand yourself and then keep it forever. Do you guys want to see my hand library? But no, seriously, I have a hand library of hands that I've sculpted and then I hoard them forever. Here you go. This is my hand library, and now you can't have it. Sculpt it yourself, Paint. Okay, that sounds really harsh. If you don't know, Paint is one of my students, so like they're learning, so that's why I said that. That sounded really rude. But yeah, hands. Another reason why it's really important to just sculpt it yourself is that then, just like custom brushes, if you only use custom brushes, you can't blend stuff into your models very well. What ends up happening is you just have this like tacked on looking effect. Nah, she just called me a bitch. They are correct. You're great, Paint. Horde of hen stuff. Yes. Yes. Just Lingual says, you gave your base hand away for free and resources already. Oh yeah, I did. You can go get my hand. It's in our Discord. Hello, dragon. Not enough teeth. Add a goblin and a warg's teeth. Add a goblin. But, no. Amazing. Jimmy sounds like a necromancer in my D&D who has a body part museum. Good man. Also, where did you post the... Oh, that looks awesome, Clute. Check out what Clute's working on. Monkeying around. That's fun. Oh, those are some really fun shapes. Where is your delicious stat block, Jimmy? I want it. Are you in our Discord? If you're not, you probably put it on Patreon, which is totally fine. I was just assuming Discord. Dragon said, I just realized I joined, followed, and started saying unhinged shit without letting you know this is also Dragon Lovewater on her Twitch. You know, it's funny, actually Dragon is kind of common to have in a username. I knew. I felt the vibes. I just knew it was you. Jamie says, want to see my hand library? Be eyes next. Did you guys know I have a head library? Do you want to see my library of heads? Dragon says, oh good. Wait, this isn't it. That's not my head library. It's just called heads, literally. Here it is, in all caps. I got a lot of different stuff in here. Okay, we're gonna scroll through it quickly. Every single one of these heads that you're about to see is a full-blown character in my my vault for patrons. All 3D printable, of course. This is my turtle head. This was for my farmer. I have like this kind of like buff femme farmer. She's cool. Vampire thing. Vampire but prettier. Just eyebrows. Okay, that's a mistake. That's not a head. Hobgoblins, female hobgoblin. That was a furbog. That was just a dude. I'm really proud of this minotaur. Fancy lady, fancy men. Orc, also really proud of that orc head. Whenever I sculpt a monster head from scratch, I do like a really good job, and I have a harder time, ironically, doing like human heads. Okay, the baby is like cute-ish. If you want a jump scare, go to the vault, my website, and type in baby centaur. That's all I'm gonna say. It's horrible. This was for my goblin janitor. Gosh, I have a lot of heads. That was for my sloth abomination. My drows, lots of generic pretty elven women, and a homely gnome. So yeah, those are all my heads so far. Obviously, I don't save all of my heads. Just if I feel like they were distinct enough to be worthy of saving. Like this head I didn't feel the need to save because most of it's obscured by a skull. This one I sculpted from scratch. It's mostly just mustache, so yeah. And if you're curious, how do you decide what pieces to save into an asset library and what not to save? A big part is just, did I have the energy to think about that? Sometimes I'm so like invested in the sculpt, I don't think ahead. So yes, yeah. Have you made all of these into busts? I haven't seen like a huge demand for busts. I only have 2. I have one for my bear Viking. Okay, it's a, oh my gosh, it's a human Viking with like a bear pelt on his head. And then I have my shaman. Those are from years ago though, yeah. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the experience on Twitch as well. It makes the multi-stream headache worth it. Which is not going to be a headache for long. I'm getting used to it. Yeah. Jamie says, haven't posted it yet. Cleaning it up. Give me a moment. No, you're right. No rush, no rush. You could post it next week if you wanted to. But if I could ask your permission now, is it okay if I share whatever stat block that you create with the release? Because I just think that'd be cool. I can put your name on it and stuff. Yeah. Think ahead. You're silly. kind of just taking a mental break right now. Let's see. So tomorrow, I don't know what I'm sculpting because I am ahead. Moondragon Monastery is complete, which is my September release, which means I'm looking ahead to October. Which, of course, I'm going to do something spooky. If you guys are in the mood to talk spooky right now, let me know, because I am thinking of ideas for October. Obviously, it's going to be generically grimdark, spooky, but there's so many different ways we could approach that. Like in May, I did a set that was a grimdark clergy, so nuns with guns. That was really fun. That could be fitting, you know? But I'm also thinking of maybe doing something a little bit grander. Like, I did my interpretation of the 7 Deadly Sins. Not like the anime, but like, I mean, the anime does this too, but more on like the monstery side. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you post your stuff on DriveThruRPG, I would link that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mimic Moon? No. That is a cool idea though. It would so just be like, it'd be an orb that's like moon textured. So like the craters. But then like there's no way to suspend it and I don't want it just on a stick. Thinking. Frankenstein and his monsters theme. I hate to be this person, but Frankenstein had more than one monster? I always thought it was just the one. Could revisit the concept of classic monsters, vampires, werewolves, constructs, swamp monsters. That's almost exactly my first ever spooky Kickstarter, and that'd be kind of fun as a throwback. No, maybe lame to only do 2 minis. That's fair. And I could do like an alchemical spooky laboratory if I did that. All right, we're gonna do a little brainstorm here since you guys are being awesome. And this is gonna be small text, I apologize. Just know that I'm writing your ideas down. So we have Frankenstein's monster / alchemy lab. That's how I'd expand that. And then classic monster set. So vampires, werewolves, what else in there? Constructs, just monstery stuff. So the idea of a classic horror movie monsters and then revamp through D&D. Of course. Ooh, oops, all mimics, where you make constructs that are actually mimics. I can do an oops, all mimics. I don't know if oops, all mimics would be scary enough for October. I want something like a pinup monster collection. No. Zombie dragon. I have an undead dragon, but I always feel like I could do more with... It's like every 2 months I'm like, oh, I could do that bit better. Oops, all mimics for Christmas though. That would be especially clever and funny. Zombie dragon, I could do a whole set around a zombie dragon. Zombie dragon with like, not thralls, it's like a vampire, but minions and sorts. Cryptid adventure group. I am woefully uninformed about cryptids. I know very little. I've sculpted like the Jersey Devil and a Hodag, which is from Wisconsin. Other idea would be heroic monsters and monstrous heroes. That's cool. So these are all kind of monstery. Let's get more like October, like spooky, ghosts. Yeah, what would a ghost set look like? Just a bunch of... And grimdark doesn't have to be inherently gory, but if we could do something with a genuinely scary hook. I could do a like classic Japanese yokai set for October. What do we think? D&D monsters as stereotypical adventures customs. I feel like mimics super fun to sculpt, but if you look at my main factory, there's already a ton of them. Oh, I don't care. There's a lot of out there. This is just what sings to me. Are you familiar with Eberron's Quarry? No. Eberron's... I have the book. This is cool. Isn't Eberron the like steampunk kind of? I thought I had it. They don't like upheavals, they don't like change. They don't like heroes who cause trouble. Alright, so they're lawful evil aberrations. There's several different types. And they look freaky deaky. I like that. Okay. They're pretty scary. I'm gonna add them to my list. This could be a cool background piece. People in coffins or empty coffins. I already have an empty coffin, and I do have closed coffins, which could be suspected to be people in them. But, what if I just did like a really beefed up, fully completed cemetery scene? Oh, I can't spell cemetery. Cemetery, that's wrong. Whatever. Fancy ghost ball. Dancing type. What if I did, like classic Halloween would be, I have a pumpkin golem, that's pretty cool, but making it like huge. Yeah, like a full-on graveyard theme. Okay, yeah, that's way better than cemetery. That's what I meant, graveyard. But like a coffin with the door open, with a corpse inside. That's true, I don't have an open one. That would fit really well with this graveyard scene too. Open, occupied coffin is what I'll call that. A little unhinged to say that. These are good ideas. I think a full-on graveyard theme could be very, very cool. You could do full-on a couple spiders and stuff. I do have a big spider. What if I do my best being inspired by the beginning of Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 3, where you come across that like spider dude, Lolth servant, whatever, with that crazy spider lyre, and you're going through this, you know, the Shadowlands, and you do pass by a lot of unmarked graves, and just my best interpretation of tentacles and smoke and shadow in like spider cemetery. What if I did like a Lolthsworn drow set? Yeah, like a Drider. I have a couple Driders in my collection, but I could do better now. Nifty says, I've returned. What did I miss? We pretty much finished the epic piece. And so now I'm talking about ideas for October. And of course, I want it to be spooky. I want it to be scary. Our current ideas are Frankenstein's monsters / alchemy lab, a classic monster set. So vampires, werewolves, oops, all mimics, zombie dragon, do a lot with that. Cryptid adventure group, ghost, quarry from Eberron, and then a graveyard scene. Yeah. Lolth followers are on another level. Minthara is weak sauce. This is true. They are insane. Minthara seems like a saint in comparison. Jocktober. Football orcs. Ow! Spooky. Oh gosh. Just Lingual says, Mia, off topic, are you still reading Empire? Yeah, Empire the Vampire. There was one part that was a little much, so I wanted to see how worth it was for continuing. I'm like 500 pages in, I think, and I didn't think anything was that weird. Let me tell you where I'm at exactly, so you don't spoil it for me. Is it like spicy? I don't think there's like any romance in this book, disappointingly. It's a long freaking book. It's like 700 pages or something. I am... Or at least according to my Kindle, whatever. I'm on page 327 out of 741. I'd say that because if there's not 741 pages in the book, then that's inaccurate. I'm sorry. You are much farther. What did you think was too much? This has been pretty tame. I need to know. The 19-year-old and potentially 14-year-old making out was weird and jarring, but like... Meh. But they even point that out in the book and talk about that. Chapter 2 or 3. Oh my god, that scene. Okay, oh, I forgot about that. Okay, never mind, oh my god, I completely forgot about that scene. That doesn't happen again. That's a huge outlier. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god, I can't believe that. I was like, nothing that weird has happened. I'm just gonna say vampire and that time of the month. And whatever insane thing you can put together from that is what happens. It's meant to be shocking and unfortunate. That does not come up again in any way at all. Oh god, I blocked it out. Oh, that was embarrassing. Back to October. Why would you do that to me? Okay, so the rest is good. Yep, the rest is fine. Okay, listen. I've read some dumb shit, so I'm a little... If I don't like something, I kind of just like, alright, we're doing a spicy scene, whatever. It was short. It was very short. It's like 2 paragraphs of insanity. Alright. Pulling out the crazy straw. Yep, sorry. Okay. Me not remembering that on stream. That's an experience. Because the rest of the book comes across much more Witcher-like. And I say Witcher as in Witcher 3. I haven't played the first 2 games. I read the book sucked. I mean, it's horror-themed. No. How about pig orcs, biker gang? No. I want a Halloween set. I want like a modern interpretation 7 Deadly Sins, which I've already done. But like something like that. Something like appealing and super cool. If I'm gonna do like vampire, I can just do my own quintessential set of like Curse of Strahd kind of thing. That could be fun. Need something scary. I could do a really cool ghost set. I haven't seen, and I said ghost set. Set. I don't want to mumble that too much. Another concept. The Thing meets D&D. Oh my god, people would go insane for that. Especially like, yeah. The Thing meets D&D. Take the concept, yep, from John Carpenter, and see that looks like a D&D concept. You've missed it 3 times. I'm sorry, someone asked a traumatic question. It was worth repeating. Good job. I'm gonna put The Thing. My dad would go insane if I did that. He would love that. How about a masked ball, but it's monsters pretending to be fancy? Okay, I just love that idea, but like, no, it's not scary enough for October. Maybe for November, doing like a Bridgerton style ball, but like, oops, all monsters. This is really solid. Also, thank you guys. It looks like a lot of you guys are primarily chatting on Twitch. I don't know if you just prefer the experience there, but it does help me get closer to getting affiliate. I only need like 2 more streams, averaging 3 viewers or something, so I really appreciate it. Orchestral freaks. That would be fun. The Thing meets D&D would be fantastic. All right, Jimmy posted it. Heck yeah, I need to immediately save that. There it is. Heck yeah. And I have something where I can format that all fancy, like when I did my Book of Beasts collection. Let's give it a look. Oh, it is fantastically long. And I think it's appropriate because it should have a lot of different actions. Okay. Goblin Warg Garblin for short. Let's see. High strength. Decent dex, that makes sense because it's literally riding a warg. High con, also makes sense. There's a million of them. 8 intelligence? What do you mean? This is pure brilliance. Look at how many brains we have here. Goblin dogpile. Very good. It's a single combatant that cannot be individually targeted while the warg pile is intact. Yeah, I agree with pack tactics, should be already there. Can take disengage or hide as a bonus action. I don't know if they would be very good at hiding, but I do think disengage makes a lot of sense with like the mount aspect. Unstable pile. Whenever the Goblin Warg war pile takes 20 or more damage from single attack, it must succeed DC 14 dex check, or they become disorganized until the end of its turn. While disorganized, no pack tactics. I think that's brilliant. Yeah, Scimitar, very good. Warg bite, yep. Well, then maybe it dropped the baby. Well, no, because it can just like keep the scarf linked on the bottom. Reactions. Baby's first murder. Jimmy, this is so good. That's not how heads work. Oh, fantastic. Goblin bombardment. Okay, and then the 4 goblins. Although treated as one creature mechanically, each goblin has a distinctive personality and combat role. Heck yeah. Physics, you gave them names! Nick, Physics, Merkel. Awesome. The driver, Grub. Awesome, awesome. This is beautiful. I would love to use this with your permission in my release on Patreon. A Ghoul's Handbook. An excuse to go wild on various... Ghoul's Handbook is freaking cool. I'll keep that in mind. And this is awesome. I'm gonna format this so it's all sexy and cool looking. I mean, it's formatted well. I just mean with like the background and stuff. Blood Moon Evolutions. Okay, we're starting to get some crazy good ideas right now. My favorite right now are the last 3. The Thing, Ghoul's Handbook, and Blood Moon Evolutions, which specifically... Vampire? No. You get Mega Bat Lord Horror. Zombie? No. Grafted Super Zombie. Okay. I get the direction. Creative juices are flowing. Ooh, so I can do Mega Evolutions, like Pokemon. Any Pokemon reference I like. Please use it. Thank you so much, Jimmy. I'm just gonna say, like, at the bottom, written by DM Jimmy. What about a fly mutant in reference to the fly? I actually don't know what the fly is, but fly mutant sounds horrible and cool. I'm gonna add that to Blood Moon Evolutions. Gross. Good to know. Good to know, Juslingual. How about the Reanimator? Is that like a movie or something? I don't know what that is, but like a puppet, like a puppet carnival horror could be really cool. I want to brainstorm for about 5 more minutes and then I'll wrap up today's stream. Donations are super appreciated. I'm not going to stream for an extra hour today. So I'm deciding that now. So if you do donate, it's just going towards our weekly goal of unlocking a Thursday bonus stream. I really appreciate it. Like, I can't stress enough, the whole, like, buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi and the whole... seriously, like, the $5 goes a long way. Yeah. Always appreciated, never expected. But I'm not going to do an extra hour for today because I don't have anything to work on. But tomorrow I'll have a nice big list to draw from again. Yeah. Speaking of puppets, Slappy from Goosebumps. Oh my goodness, Goosebumps. I forgot about that book series. The Reanimator of 1985. Reanimator is Lovecraft meets Zombie Jews. Puppet is Puppet Master by Blood Moon Productions. Okay. Blue Moon Productions. Just blood's on the brain. I got some cool ideas. If I could pull off The Thing meets D&D, that would have like massive appeal and it hasn't really been done before. I just don't know, because I could do the dog monster and then the human monster. I don't know if I am personally passionate enough about it, but I think I could be. The Thing is pretty strong. How about making this into a mimic? The Thing? Or... you could do knockoff of Goosebumps for fun. I do not have the passion for it. I did not care for them in 3rd grade. I mean, you could have your own take on it. Absolutely. Which really just looks like having a normal, it's pretty much like mimics. Like I'm gonna have a normal thing that's secretly the thing. Yeah, maybe a bunch of normal objects, then market them as mimics. I think that might be the take, but with having the thing as inspiration. Could you make your entire catalog into mimics? 1,200 models? Yeah, let me just whip that right up. I do make mimics quickly, but I don't make them quite that quickly. Oh, a horror-themed Victorian manor, like a house full of all kinds of evils. A ghost, mad doctors, decor, the lumbering guy. Okay, Victorian manor gets me very excited too. What's the dog? What's the dog? Creepy twins. I'm just gonna copy and paste that whole comment. Yunk. I meant just literally a table. Nothing signifying its mimicness. It was a joke suggestion. That is how I do mimics though. I always do a completely bland, normal version, like a literal table. That's why I took it seriously. And then the mimic version. One of my favorite mimics I've done is an outhouse. Since it seems like we all have mimics on the brain, and speaking of, mimics is what I'm thinking of doing for my first stream, for my first ZBrush Live stream. Undecided. Oh look, it's my stream. It's because I'm not logged in on my other things, so I can't leave comments. Alright. I think it's a bestiary type I have in here. Yeah, bestiary type mimic. Here are all my mimics. Oh yeah, Marty the Mug mimic. I have a doormat, I have a snowman, and every single one of these has a perfectly normal looking version too. So I have like a cute snowman, a normal mirror, a cute door. The door is pretty nice. Ooh, the jack-o'-lantern's super nice. I forgot about this. Why is my internet being so slow? Probably because I'm streaming. That's pretty nice. Read some of the Corey lore if you do. They are scary. Oh, I absolutely would read the lore first. Ah, I hear you. I hear you. The dog. All right. I think that's going to be a wrap for the day. What is the worst mimic y'all can think of? For me, it'd be contact lens mimic. Oh my god. What if for October I did my own monster impression of like hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil? That could be really cool. The eye-eating monster reminded me that. Evil, speak no evil. Having like a trifecta of epic, insane-looking monsters could be pretty cool. Yeah. I will probably have a poll available for this on Discord later for you guys to vote on. The puppy mimic. I surprisingly have never done a puppy mimic. Alright, that's going to be a wrap for today's stream. Very happy with today. This model looks incredible. Thank you for helping me make it the best it can be. This is a model that requires a lot of iteration, but it's much easier to have a lot of brains because then that does the iteration. So seriously, thanks for being part of the process. This would have taken me so much longer without having you guys do all your A/B testing. It's fantastic. Let's see. If you enjoy the stream, leave a like. If you really enjoyed the stream, donate on Ko-Fi. Buying me a coffee is the best way you can support the channel. And just being here in the first place, obviously. All right, that is a wrap. I will be streaming again tomorrow around noon Eastern time. So yeah, keep an eye out, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Hey, I'm back. I forgot to take a screenshot. I always take a screenshot of my stream so people know what happened when I wasn't here. And I forgot. So, I'm not here. You can continue to leave. Alright. Doing the screenshot. Okay, if you're still here, smile. Awesome. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.